Hello, my name's Joe McDonald, or Bigmak, and this is Bigmak's Battle Blogs. Welcome back. It's been a while. For those who are worried about me, I'm very sweet of you, but don't worry, it was just down to my old phone finally dying. And a little bit of PTSD and exhaustion after my last mission. Obviously, I've got to be a little bit careful about what I say, but since the last video I uploaded, which I think was one of the kitten we had at our house at the time, we went to assist a bigger mission that was retaking some of the land that's in between us and the other side of the Dnipro. Some of you may have seen some cool videos of Ukrainian special forces racing up the river, blasting away on a 50 cal, and another video of a Lancet drone trying to take out a couple of speedboats, and we were part of that. So it was a very exciting mission. I suppose anything that involves speedboats is really exciting. I have to say that the part I played in it was relatively minor. Didn't do anything particularly exciting, but I did find out what it's like to be shelled by a tank. We were in a position on the island, a very sturdy position. I have to say, if you ever want any concreting done, hire a Ukrainian. They do a great job. And unfortunately, the Russians, one way or another, through drones or something, had found out that we were in this position. And over the course of, I think we were there for 9 days altogether. They hit that position with over 100 mortar rounds and about 30 rounds from a tank. Not all of them actually hit the building, but a lot did. And there was, what can I say, it was all a bit Harry Potter. We were just hiding under the stairs, it being the safest bit in the house while this was happening, and praying to God that one of them didn't come through the window, because it would have killed us all. Seeing the chunks that a high explosive tank round from a T-72 were taking out the building was impressive and terrifying. But we all survived. That tank in particular, I hate to say it, but he's good. He's been harassing our general area of operations for a couple of months now, and he fires and he moves and he fires and he moves. But we're working on it. There's only so many places that he can get a shot at what he needs to shoot at from, and sooner or later we're going to get him. I've this is going to get me in probably some very serious questions with anti-terror when I get home, but I've actually been manufacturing my own small thermite bombs to deal with him, because since that mission, I've become a drone operator. They're short on men, and I'm now in full training and doing very well to be an FPV operator, but I will also be operating the normal, more traditional drones that we mostly use for observation, but we sometimes drop bombs straight down from. Whereas the FPVs, I'm sure some of you have seen these videos of the racing drones, and that's basically what they are. So you're like a tiny little cruise missile that you can see out the front of. And there's two ways they get used now. One is the kamikaze roll, as in we strap a bomb to it and we fly it right into the thing we're trying to hit. Or we use it like a teeny tiny little, like, Hurricane or Spitfire. As the drone comes through, you release the bomb, and the bomb, glides or is thrown towards the position that you want to hit, and we can achieve a very high level of accuracy, down to about a 2 meter square, traveling at speeds that even an incredibly good rifleman would find it very, very hard to take out the drone with. So, we're working on that, and that is one of the most effective weapons of the war in Ukraine. There's a guy who I've been told teaches a lot of the FPV pilots, who was in Bigmak for a while, who's achieved over 160 position kills, and maybe position and vehicle kills, and maybe 200 Russian dead. So, it's quite a figure to beat, but I'm going to do my best. So that's pretty much what's been happening. The general situation in Kherson is we seem to have pushed the Russians back a bit. When I first got here, Kherson was getting pounded, and it still is, but they don't seem to be able to get 120 mortars across and into the city anymore. They're just left with artillery and tanks and rockets and grads and Smersh, and of course bombs from planes, and sadly they've still got plenty of them. When I was up in Kharkiv last year, I thought that city looked ragged, but down here in Kherson, it's try and find a building that hasn't been hit by some shrapnel. I mean, I'd say 50% of the buildings in the city have taken some damage from this war, but people still live here. People still go about their daily business. There's a garage here, in fact, a petrol station that a lot of soldiers go to because they give us free coffee. There's a few of them in the city, a few of them have been hit. But this one in particular got hit just before I arrived in Kherson, and they rebuilt the thing in a week and went back to work. Those people don't get combat pay, and they know they're in a prime target, and they just crack on with it. It's very Blitz spirit. You can't beat determination and defiance like that. I imagine if they blew up the garage again, they'd just rebuild it again. And even if they killed most of the people who work there, other people would take their jobs, because that's just the attitude here. Don't give up, whatever happens. And it makes me proud to be fighting for the Ukrainians when I see the little things like that. The guys doing the normal work in the park, clearing away the dead grass to prevent bushfires, wearing helmets and body armor because there's every chance there's a UXO in that park. Stuff like that. They could just leave the grass, couldn't they, at the end of the day? But they don't. They carry on doing their normal day-to-day stuff. See people out brushing the leaves off the path in the park and stuff like that while there's an air raid going on. It's inspirational to see. So it's still hot as hell down here. I mean, I'm sweating already, and it's 10 in the morning. So the temperature hasn't dropped yet. Anyway, if there's any of you feel like donating, I'm going to leave a link to someone's monobank who fixes and repairs and builds drones and other very, very useful technology. In Ukraine, he's absolutely, one of these guys who is worth 1,000 soldiers, So I really think that if you want to help not only me and my unit, but the Ukrainian army in general, this is a great place to send your money. I would also recommend you check out Ukraine TIBC, Brandon Mitchen's channel. He's a good friend of mine, and hopefully he'll be visiting my unit soon with some cool goodies. So, there we go. That's it. So, it's goodbye from me and Bigmak's Battle Blog, and to any of I hope you are all well, and to any pro-Russian or Vatnik viewers who are watching, Idi Nahoy Zalupa.